We are taking a look this morning at the Supreme Court allowing Alabama's congressional map to stay for now. A federal court had previously sided with Democrats, overturning the map and ordering the state to create a different one. But the highest court ruling against that order, allowing Alabama to use the current map for the 2022 election. And the justices will hear the full case later this year. A lot of redistricting going on across the country ahead of the midterm elections. Joining me right now is the Attorney General of Alabama, Steve Marshall. AG Marshall, thanks very much for being here. Your reaction to what we heard from the Supreme Court and this redistricting efforts on the part of Democrats?
We were very pleased with the court's, I think, common sense approach to what we've contended all along was a historic map in Alabama that our legislature drew, keeping consistent the lines that have been approved for years, including by an Obama administration, and allowing Alabama to be able to conduct its election during the 2020 cycle with that map and being able to challenge the claims of the plaintiffs moving forward at the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to know what the Democrats are up to, AG, because we saw what took place in New York, where Jerry Nadler's district has been expanded tremendously. And people are questioning what this means. How will redistricting change the election come November?
Well, clearly, Joe Biden's policies have not been effective, and this is the only way for liberals to be able to try to maintain that majority in the House. But if you look at Alabama's map, for example, it's been around since 1992, drawn by the federal courts. And what we saw is that there was very little change in the minority population as a percentage in Alabama since the 1990s. In fact, less than 2%. If you look at from 2010 to 2020, less than 0.4%. But yet 3 federal judges came in and believed that that map wasn't sufficient, laying the groundwork potentially if this decision were able to go forward to give Eric Holder and his crowd a great deal of leverage in working through states across the country. It's why we understand the importance of Alabama's case beyond simply our state and believe very strongly that we have both a textual as well as case law argument to be able to sustain what Alabama's done and to provide authority for state legislatures across the country to be able to validate their maps as well.
Well, AJ, thank you for holding the line. People are outraged by these pushes from the Democrats. Let me bring in Liz Peek, who's written about this. And Liz, we know that this is another last-ditch effort to try to gain seats ahead of the November elections, where most people expect the GOP to take the majority.
Yeah, I think what's worrisome is in New York, there's not any explanation for how Democrats have redrawn the map. It's all about power politics and actually getting rid of the few GOP representatives that we have. It's extremely hard to figure out how this could have happened. It does seem to be another sort of nuts and bolts political process that the Republicans may not be up to speed on. And I'm curious whether Democrats have just got a better ground game on this redistricting effort than GOP. What should we be doing about it?
AJ?
I think clearly that there's no doubt that the Democrats have worked this angle because they understood the challenges they would face going into this midterm election. You know, what our hope is through the efforts of our case is that we establish very clearly that race can't predominate in the decisions about how to draw these lines. Somehow or another, this assumption that only a black candidate can represent black districts, or that somehow or another that we assume that all individuals of color believe the same thing. Our case is going to provide a wonderful example to be able to demonstrate how legislatures can look at historic trends, to be able to keep incumbencies together, to look at communities of interest, to make sure that we have compact districts so that we're not gerrymandering clearly just based on race.
Yeah, you make a great point, and part of this goes back to what you said a moment ago, and that is the American people are rejecting these policies. So the Democrats don't know what else to do other than redraw maps. I mean, look at the policy on crime. Soft policy, violence is on the rise, particularly against police. 13 police officers were shot across 4 states in a 24-hour period Friday. 2 officers died, 11 others injured. This year alone, 58 law enforcement officers have been shot in the line of duty, AJ, compared to 29 the same time last year. You've been outspoken on the impact of crime reform on law enforcement. AG, what can you tell us about the situation in Alabama, and how much is bail reform, meaning no consequences for crime, you're processed and then sent back on the street? How much of that is behind this spike in crime?
Oh, I think you look at the national narrative that undermines the support and legitimacy of law enforcement. It's no surprise that during the Biden administration that we've had more law officers killed in the line of duty during his first year than any other presidency. I mean, we have not an incarceration problem in this country, we have a crime problem. And the more aggressive that we have the opportunity to allow law enforcement to do their duties, to be able to be engaged in communities in which crime is occurring. You know, the reality is that those on the left are advocating against police on communities that most desperately need the law enforcement presence. And to the extent that we hear the buzzwords of criminal justice reform, the reality is that that's an effort to find less people accountable and to send fewer people to prison. When we in Alabama have a prison population of over 80% violent offenders, we need to have those people behind bars, and we need to be able to hold them accountable. And any efforts to reduce that simply makes our streets unsafe.
Yeah. AG, thanks very much for your leadership on this and the redistricting and all you are doing there in Alabama. We so appreciate your time this morning. Thank you, sir.